Good to see you.
Bradley.
And good afternoon, coming to you from the Budke Serna Thanksgiving Classic. I'm Tim Howard, along with Mark McMillan on this beautiful Saturday. Is it Saturday? It feels so off on my scheduling.
I think we finally made it to Saturday afternoon.
We're in game 2 here, getting ready for a fun one this afternoon. The Phillies and Bengals about to get it going on here. What are you looking forward to most about this one?
Well, for LSU Eunice, Jamal Samuels in his first year as their head coach, off to a rough start there at 1-10 on the season. So I'm sure it's a work in progress for him to see his team progress a little bit, do a little bit better. For the Panola Phillies, got the victory yesterday over Cedar Valley, a Division III top-ranked team, but for Chelsea Hudson, not real thrilled with the performance yesterday as they struggled through much of that game with their free throw shooting and other shooting, but did finally come back and win the thing. But I know that she would like to see a little bit more intensity and just the whole all-around play than what she saw yesterday.
Yeah, and I think one thing we'll see a noticeable difference in the Bengals. They've got a lot more folks dressed out today. Yesterday they had 6 or 7 total. Now you're looking at about 10. Coach Samuel was talking to us a little bit earlier and sharing, a couple of injuries, a couple of discipline issues that comes from time to time. Have to sit people, and that's part of it. But
well, and we don't give it much thought. But I know Chelsea was telling me earlier, and you don't give it much thought. What is she having to deal with, among other things? 18-year-olds away from home for the first
time.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So you've got emotional issues that you're having to deal with.
Yeah, that's different.
So you don't even give that much thought.
That's true. That's a good point brought in there. So we'll look forward to this one tipping and getting ready. Here with your play-by-play, Mr. Mark McClain. All
right, Tim, thank you very much. As we get ready to jump this thing at center here today, it's game 2 of the second day of action here at the Budke Serna Classic here at Trinity Valley. LSU Eunice in the white uniforms with the gold emeralds and purple trim, so they are the designated home team, I guess. Shooting to the basket to our right here in this first half. Put up a shot, and it is no good. Rebound taken by Panola underneath the basket. The Malin Go came down with the rebound there. Phillies bring it down the floor for the first time today in their road green uniforms with the white numerals. At the free throw line, Hannah Young, and now a shot is going to be taken from way outside. It is up and good, and from Tasia Stevens for 3.
Tasia with a lot of confidence as she let that one fly. Nice job for the youngster out of Plantation, Florida.
9 minutes to go here in this first quarter as we are just underway. 3-0 score. Panola leads it. Panola with a steal as Hannah Young ends up with it in her hands. We'll hand off to Awa Fane. Fane down to Go, and Go with the easy layup from the left side. And so for Malin Go, she gets her first 2 points of the contest, and it's quickly 5-0. A far cry from what it was yesterday about this time.
Yeah, they had a slow start out of the blocks yesterday. I did not even score till late in the first half, an actual field goal.
Yeah, it was all free throws.
All free throws for them, but they're attacking the basket here in the early going.
Phillies, from out of Carthage, Region 14 team, but made the drive back to Carthage last night after the game. So went back to the Panola campus and then drove back this morning.
Been a
lot of us did that.
Busy trip. A lot of folks doing.
A lot of us did that. Yes.
We mentioned that they started out slow, but if you look at the top scorers in day 1 from the tournament overall, Panola has 2 of the top 5 scorers in that. One would be Triana Kopic had 24. And then Alba Fane had 21. Both of them in the top 5 in scoring yesterday.
Well, again, for Kopic, she only averages 3.5 points a game, but
Wow.
she had quite the game yesterday.
That's one to write home about right there. That's good stuff.
Hannah Young with the basket here to make it 7-0. LSU Eunice finally will get their first basket to go for them. Dayla Simon puts up the three-pointer from the corner right in front of the Panola bench, and it is 7-3.
Yeah, Simon with a nice touch there. Steps taken there, so got a chance to cut into that 4-point advantage for Panola.
So again, for Panola, got the victory over Cedar Valley yesterday, 69-64. Losses prior to that to Midland, South Plains, and Odessa. Miss for LSU Eunice, and the rebound for Panola. Alexa Vest brings it back down the floor, pass underneath the basket, and nice job for LSU Eunice to get back and get under the basket, and Tara Silvas knocks that one out of bounds. Still Panola basketball. Yeah. Paris got the win over LSU Eunice yesterday, 78-56. Unfortunately, from a LSU Eunice standpoint, the way we can best describe their season is their only win came against Colin out of Mississippi, 79-58.
Well, we were speaking earlier with Coach Samuels, and he said we got a couple of key injuries right now. I asked him, is it long term? And he said, well, it is. He said we're trying to weather the storm right now, get through this with them, and be ready for conference play. So it's a tough pill to swallow. But he says good news for their front. It should improve down the stretch here as they get ready for conference play.
Go had a basket for Panola there a moment ago. Now here's a shot from outside, and it takes a bounce off the rim and then goes in for Tasia Stevens for her second three-pointer of the game.
She's got 6 here in the opening moments of this ball game.
It's great when you can reach your game average in the first 4 minutes of the game.
For sure, and she's got to feel good about that. Got a little help with that rim over there. That thing was up and over and falls through for her, but still counts as half of the points scored by Panola here in the first period of play.
So 12-3 score here. Panola basketball. Stevens has it out front. LSU Eunice in a man-to-man defense. Vest drives, looks to her left to pass off, but a whistle blows and a foul is going to be called.
Yeah, they're gonna I think get Dayla Simon there.
And for Simon, that will be her first foul. Get a chance in discussion with Jamel Samuels, LSU Eunice coach, but I'd have been curious to ask him, had he ever heard of Eunice before he took the job?
That's a good question.
He's from the Brooklyn guy from up the New York area. Spent most of his career up in that area. I'll get back to you on that. I'll check with him later.
We'll have to find out though, for real. A shot clock violation officially, but that ball is kind of in the scamper zone. They tried to track it down, but ran out of daylight on the old 30-second shot clock.
Silvas with the basketball for LSU Eunice. Pass goes right corner there to Simon. Simon again now in the lane, drives, layup, no good, but a whistle blows and a foul is going to be called, and this one's going to go on Awe Fane.
Fane with a great game yesterday, and trying to get things going today for the Phillies, and a much different start for them here as they're leading 12-4. And she's really one of those horses on the squad that they're going to rely heavily on this year.
Simon hit 1 of 2, all 4 points for LSU Eunice, as Panola will bring the ball back down the floor. Fane has it out front, gives it off to Go, now to Vest here on the left side of the floor. Passing it around the perimeter, and that's one of those issues, though, where You throw the pass to your teammate that is no longer there.
She was going to the rim and kind of had that look of, uh-oh, I know where that ball's going. It's going to me, but I'm not there. as she juked and instead of jagged.
Yep.
Zig and zag.
Destiny Brown with the missed shot. Now here is Panola back down the floor. Fane will take a shot from outside. That is no good. Ends up going out of bounds, and we have 4:59 to go here in this first quarter of play. All Panola Phillies for the most part so far, as Panola leads this contest by a 12-4 score here at the Budke Serna Classic, of which we anticipate hearing from Precious Ivy perhaps at halftime of this ball game to talk a little bit more about the history of the Classic, the ability to get these teams that come here, holiday weekend no less, that come here and want to compete against each other.
Looking forward to that interview, and tentatively scheduled for halftime here in this game. So we'll have that coming up for you at some point today, but again, anticipating that for around halftime today.
Yeah.
So well, off to a good start for Panola at 12-4. Eunice is going to have to find another gear here. They're kind of starting out of the blocks a little bit choppy here. And that's one thing that Coach Samuels is telling his squad is that let's get some ball moving, get to the basket, good things will happen.
It's, you know, and again, for Coach Samuels, the first year just got to Eunice here a few months ago, and away he goes. Their bench is sitting right over here where Northwest Florida State was just a short time ago, the #1 team in the nation. The things that are said on the bench, the way the coaching is done, it is so drastically different from game to game.
Yeah, I was thinking about that actually as you were talking about it. The fact that everybody's personality it comes out in how they attack the game, how they design the game, and got a chance to talk afterwards with Coach Bart, and I just flat out said, I kind of hope we don't see you again this season. He said, man, we would love to see someone besides Trinity Valley, but we did talk about the elusive, the target that's on your back after trying to defend a title. And he said, man, that's a real deal, and everybody's going to bring their best, as we saw in that last game, how Paris came out really strong, could not hold on to it.
Here we're going to have a charging foul called against Tasia Stevens for Panola.
And Dayla Simon getting the footwork set, draws the charge. So,
for Northwest Florida State, going back to that one here for just a second, for Martin Walker, their head coach, as much as he wants to get back to defending his national championship and get back to the national tournament and win it again, you know what he's not looking forward to?
10-hour drive?
He's not looking forward to going to Casper, Wyoming.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Florida, Wyoming. So, that'll be interesting. You stop and think about how that whole thing plays into it, because a lot of these teams are perennial. They get into their customs, and they're we know we're going to stay here. We know the arena, we know the layout, we know the restaurants, so it'll be a little interesting for a lot of teams, I think.
Plus he was quick to point out to me that the interstate through Casper was shut down because of bad weather.
Yeah, that will be the big deal. The issue with what's the weather going to be like in March in Wyoming. So I'll tell you, it's going to be interesting.
Kopic lays it up and in for Panola for her first 2 points in the contest. 16-9, Phillies lead it. LSU Eunice with the basketball. Panola in a man-to-man defense. And here is a shot from outside once again for Simon. She is certainly not shy about putting up the shot, but it ends up in the hands of Brown underneath the basket, and it ends up out of bounds. And it'll be LSU Eunice basketball.
Yeah, with the clock stopped here, 14 on the shot clock, so they got plenty of time to set something up and see if they go back to Simon again for the. She's had a couple of nice looks, but they get it right point blank range underneath.
Sure did. Mary Leday was right there to put it up and in. Had everybody lined up at the free throw line. Some went backwards, some came forwards. Leday ended up underneath the basket and got the basket to fall for.
That is good defense here, forcing another turnover. So Eunice, it's a shot here. LSU Eunice really starting to put some things together here. Trailing by 5, 2:25 to go in the first.
Again, Kaylin Wells had the ball go off her leg out of bounds. In the contest yesterday, kind of showed to me Panola has some dribbling issues in certain situations. Here, going down the floor and putting up the layup is Kopic. Shot was no good. Rebound comes down to Brown, and Brown will bring it back down the floor for LSU Eunice. Under 2 minutes to go here in this first quarter. 16-11, not exactly a runaway. LSU Eunice staying close. Brown, baseline, shot up, no good. Rebound on the backside. 2 Phillies went after it, and the ball ends up going out of bounds.
Yeah, Destiny Brown going to the basket there. Felt like she had some contact on that shooting hand, but didn't get the call. So it's still going to be Bengals basketball here. Looked like they were going to have a pretty easy layup.
16-11 score. Had a layup opportunity there to Silvas, but she couldn't hold on to it. Ends up getting a pass underneath the basket. Leday trying to put up a shot, and that hits the bottom of the rim. But again, LSU Eunice with the offensive rebound. They get it again in a mad scramble, of which I predict a tie ball.
You are one sharp guy. This is not your first basketball game, man.
Oh,
yeah, they go on the floor, and both teams aggressively attacking that basketball.
I have seen the last few years that tie ball call be made before the players hit the floor.
Actually gets tied. so they'll swing it over left side.
1:17 to go here in the quarter as the drive to the basket for Simon.
Brianna Kopic gets credit for the block there. Knocks it out of bounds.
But again, out of bounds. LSU Eunice has had the basketball here for quite some time.
9 on the clock.
16-11. Panola lead. Eunice with the basketball. Simon out front, looking for a screen. Gets it, goes right corner. Now trying to get a pass down to Silvas. And that is going to be taken away by Panola, and the Phillies on the run back down the floor. Wells with the layup to finish.
Yeah, Kaylin hustling all the way down the floor. There was actually a couple opportunities there. Nagudi had an unselfish move there. Gets the assist.
Now in the lane. Shot from short range for Silvas. No good. Rebound taken for Panola. Wells quickly back down the floor once again. Gives it off to Vest. Her shot no good. Ball tipped out of bounds. And it'll be out of bounds off of the Bengals.
Yeah, Leday tried to tip that to herself. Actually knocked it out of bounds. The 2 Phillies surrounding her there.
All right, so I mentioned Bengals. Yesterday, apparently our in-depth production crew, they went way beyond everything that was asked of them and found out that it is indeed the Bengals. I thought for sure somewhere in the LSU system there are the Bengals somewhere. It may be at a different campus.
Maybe. So
this is not it.
Steps before the shot.
So turnover unforced there against Panola. We'll give it back to LSU.
Coach Hudson on the far end was coaching her up there. You went in, you went out, you took one step too many. I heard it from the other end. So I'm not very pleased with that extra step.
This is Chelsea Hudson and Bart Walker coaching in the same game.
Yeah, between the two of them, they were passionate. Sharing that.
There's the key word. There's the key word there. They're both passionate about what they're doing.
I love it. So 16.9 to go here. Pretty close ball game here in the early going.
Yeah, little closer perhaps than many had thought. But here's an inbound pass that's stolen away by Panola, and the easy layup shot for Kaylin Wells. 4 points in the contest for Wells. 7 seconds to go in the first quarter. Ball goes right corner for LSU Eunice. Now back out front to Dean. Dean lets it fly. And Carson Dean with a three-pointer just before the buzzer sounds. And so we come to the end of the first quarter here. Game number 2 today in the second and final day of the Budke Serna Classic here at Trinity Valley. And it's Panola leading it over LSU Eunice at the end of one, 20-14. It's all right here in the Cardinal Sports Network.
At First State Bank, we like to say we're big enough to help, small enough to care. Our communities and the families and businesses within them are what have mattered most to us for decades. Since 1935, our commitment has been to not only support local, but to foster growth for generations to come. We've given back to organizations that help our community thrive, and with 6 convenient locations, we continue to do our part in serving you, our communities, our businesses, our families.
And welcome back. It is the Cardinal Sports Network here as the Budke Serna Thanksgiving Classic continues on. It's day 2 in this 2-day tournament. Kind of a round-robin form. Well, not round-robin. Everybody plays 2 teams. I'm still trying to get a handle on it, but getting to see a lot of great hoops over the last 2 days.
And when we talk more about the Classic a little bit later on, be interested in talking a little bit about the format of it and how it's not a bracketed, there's going to be a team trophy champion and all that stuff at the end of it. It's 2 days, 2 games against 2 quality opponents as Vest puts up the shot here for Panola.
Yeah, that was a good shot because Carson Dean was closing out on her and just didn't get there in time, but still looked like she had enough hand in the face, but does not impact the shot.
Ball ends up to Simon over on the far side of the floor from where we are sitting. Now back out front to Dean. Dean at the buzzer beater there at the end of the quarter. Bounce pass down low. Tough shot right there in traffic. But it is up and good for Riley Bergeron. So 22-16. Baseline shot for go is no go. Ends up out of bounds off of LSU Eunice. It'll be Panola basketball with exactly 9 minutes to go in the first half.
Go was a no-go. I'm going to go ahead and trademark that and make that a bumper sticker. How's that?
There you go.
We'll see it all over.
Yep. Shot
Bumper
from outside
right
for Stevens. Stevens gets it back. Thought about another shot. Declined it. We'll pass off to Awe Fane. Fane at the free throw line. Back to Stevens. Underneath. It's going to go to Hannah Young. Young shot, no good. Second attempt just before the buzzer sounds, and the shot clock is good.
Boy, that was close, too. She had to regather it a couple of times, got it off, and then the buzzer goes off.
Here is a layup attempt for LSU Eunice, and a foul is going to be charged to go. Be her first foul. In the act of shooting, though, so it's going to put Bryn Hardy at the free throw line to shoot for LSU Eunice. She is a 75% free throw shooter, but she only averages a little over a point a ball game.
They need to get her to that stripe as much as possible, right? I mean, 75%, but not getting very many cracks at it.
Hits that first shot. If she hits the second one, she's reached her. Oh, my goodness. Did not get her.
That was on both of us. We both. It's on both broadcasters.
Didn't get her average off that one. So Panola, Stevens, cross-court pass to Vest. Now to go in the free throw lane. And the shot up and good for Fane.
Fane. She's been impressive over the last couple of opportunities we've gotten to see her play.
26-17. Panola trying to kind of stretch out the lead here a little bit. That lead was not to the liking of the Panola coaches. Here, Young saves it from going out of bounds. Go, trying to get it down the floor, and instead it's going to be a reach-in foul called on LSU Eunice. Esmeralda Carbajal will be charged with the foul, her first.
Carbajal out of El Paso there got called for the reach. So it's a 9-point deficit for Eunice here, trailing Panola. LSU Eunice.
That might be two very fascinating conversations to have with Coach Samuels and with Carvajal. Have you ever heard of Eunice before they made the trip?
Before they made that trip over. Of course, LSU Eunice will stay over tonight. They'll play Trinity Valley at 2 p.m. on tomorrow on Sunday. So
they are getting some work in this weekend. Yesterday, playing right now. Trinity Valley tomorrow. Tyler on Monday.
They're getting the work in for sure.
Coach Samuels quick to point out that was not his schedule. Ball ends up in the hands of Mei-Ling Go, and Go lays it up and in for her 8th point in this first half. 6:43 to go here in the half, 30-19.
Yeah, Panola really starting to expand that lead. Got it up to 11 here, looking for some tough D to slow down LSU Eunice.
Lene with the pass back outside to Silvas. Silvas misses everything with her shot. She will check out. Destiny Brown will come back in. 6:24 to go here in this first half. 30-19. Panola leads. Phillies trying to go 2-0 this weekend. Best in midcourt will pass over to Stevens and has it knocked out of bounds.
Good hands there by, I believe that's Leday. It jumped the route.
Yes.
Got over in front of that and knocked it away. Couldn't save it before it went out of bounds, right on the Leon Spencer signature there, that portion of the court.
Pass underneath the basket for Panola. Ends up in the hands of Fane, but her shot is no good. Second attempt also no good. Finally, the rebound comes down to Dean for LSU Eunice, and she is going to be fouled on the play by Fane.
Fane, a little over-aggressive there, and gets whistled. That'll be the second foul of the afternoon on her.
5:57 to go here in the second quarter, a 30-19 Panola Phillies lead. In Panola, one of the Region 14 schools out of Carthage. LSU Eunice, a Region 23 school out of Eunice, Louisiana. And a stutter step and a travel against Esmeralda Carvajal.
Yeah, that's going to be whistled against her. Turnover there. It's not helping their cause as they are still down 11 with 5:37 to go here in the first half of play.
So Panola will bring it back down the floor. Wells off here to Stevens, near side of the floor. Now Vest right in the middle of the floor has it. Far side it goes to Wells. Panola trying to run an offense, and it ends up with a shot from Stevens from way outside. No good. Bryn Hardy with the rebound, and will bring it back down the floor for the Bengals. 5:10 to go here, first half. Dean out front, lost her dribble, gives it up here to Carvajal. Now right corner. And Carvajal had it for a minute. Took a step.
Little extra steps taken there.
And we have a timeout taken here on the floor with 4:56 to go here in this first half. It's Panola leading it over LSU Eunice 30-19. The Budke Serna Classic here at Trinity Valley Community College on the Cardinal Sports Network.
You know, they're not talking about you, just you all the time like they do rodeo athletes, you know. It's the Wright family, you know, the Wright brothers.
I don't really look at it as we're legendary, but it's kind of unreal. What we do and what we get to do, you know, the things we've done and hopefully continue to do, I guess you could say it is legendary.
Step up to the block and tackle the Mac Stack, a Dickey's barbecue pit game changer. Our signature mac and cheese topped with Dickey's quality slow smoked meats. And Dickey's delivers just in time for kickoff. Visit Dickeys.com, legit Texas barbecue.
And welcome back. It's the Budke Serna Thanksgiving Classic. Panola and LSU Eunice in a tangle right now. Panola in the early advantage here. Glad to have you joining us. I'm Tim Howard. Let's get back to Mark McLean with the play-by-play.
Game number 2 of 5 here today in this second day of 10 games of basketball. Had some good ones yesterday, and we anticipate some good ones before this day is over here. Talk about that here in just a second, but here's Vest for Panola. Goes left corner. Now pass in the lane.
That was a nice entry-level pass down low to Taylor. Gets fouled in the act of shooting, so going to the free throw line, but she had a couple of Jimmy Jukes to the left and right. Couldn't get it to fall.
Hardy picks up the foul, so it's going to put Paige Taylor at the free throw line to shoot. First shot up and good. So I kid earlier about Coach Samuels and maybe Esmeralda Carbajal, and had they ever heard of Eunice before they got there. Believe me, I have asked over the years many a Panola College athlete, and the answer is no.
No.
They had no idea where Carthage, Texas was.
Good drive to the basket. Got to draw the foul. Can't get the three-point play, though. As rims out.
Foul ends up being charged again to Hardy. That's going to be her second. And it is going to put Triana Kopic at the free throw line to shoot. Yeah, so I mean, these so many times these junior college youngsters, or any college for that matter, but the junior colleges especially, credit to the coaches for the scouting.
Yeah.
And the connections that they have with other coaches who have a player that needs some playing time to get better, and they need to put them with a good program. They don't have any clue where they're going, but they go.
Yeah, they, for the love of the game, it takes you a lot of places. Nice play underneath.
Yep.
Stole it, but didn't get the basket.
Never could get the shot to go, and so here's Panola quickly back down the floor. Phillies pass in the left corner, and the shot is a little too much, but coming up with the rebound, Paige Taylor, and Taylor puts it right back up and in.
Well, they're tough when they get that working down low.
So here's LSU Eunice with the basketball on the baseline. Pass back out to Leday. Leday will go to Dean on the baseline, and Dean got a nice little shot there.
Yeah, Carson now with 5 on the afternoon.
34-21 score. 3:25 to go here in this first half. Panola almost with the backcourt, and did LSU Eunice get called for a foul right there at the midcourt line?
I think they're going to whistle her for a foul on number 2, Leday.
Wow. It was so close to a backcourt for Panola, and Leday got him off the hook.
Yeah, it didn't bode well there for them, but how about that effort? Right in front of us there, we saw Simon just going airborne. Originally in the mix before that backcourt was called.
Now here's Taylor with a shot from outside this time, and Paige Taylor puts it up about 10 feet out, up and good.
Taylor coming to life there, and it's her 5th point.
36-21, Panola lead. Leday puts it up from outside and missed that one, ends up out of bounds.
Heard Leday saying, my fault. That one just got away from her there.
Well, had the open shot, took the shot. We saw Paris in the first game today. They had some open shots that the players were reluctant to take.
Yeah.
Leday had no problem taking the shot. She just misjudged it.
Paige Taylor called for the foul there. That'll be her first. Panola's 3rd team foul.
36-21 our score. Panola led 20-14 at the end of the first quarter. Game 2 of the Classic here today as LSU Eunice will drive the lane. Simon on the drive, Vest on the foul, her first. And so it's going to put Simon at the free throw line to take a shot here, and it is no good.
Wait.
Simon averaging right at 14 points a ball game. Second shot on the way. This one is no good as well.
Going over at the stripe. It's tough. Trying to carve into that 15-point lead the Phillies have established.
There's Taylor looking for a teammate to move, and nobody did. Ball ends up in the hands of Destiny Brown for the easy layup shot.
Brown getting down the floor. Been a factor there of some good hard-nosed defense from LSU. Eunice.
Here's Kopic with the basketball for Panola. Ends up driving the lane. Can't get the shot, but she will draw the foul. Foul's going to be on Lede. It's going to be her second.
Kopic at the stripe now. Had a huge day yesterday for the Phillies.
Very interesting situation there where Kopic dropped the ball, but she didn't step across the line. I saw that in a game one time where the officials gave the young lady, and it was a tie game at the end of regulation, or a 1-point game.
Yeah.
They gave her the ball at the free throw line to shoot. She dropped it, stepped across the line to go get it. Lane violation.
Oh my goodness. Talk about a tough way to.
I've only seen it one time.
Wow.
37-23. Kopic got one of the free throws there. Here, the ball's going to end up going out of bounds off of Panola, so it'll be LSU Eunice basketball.
So Bengals will have a chance to do something here. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Minute and a half to go in the first half.
37-23, Phillies lead. LSU Eunice looking to throw the ball in bounds, and they finally do down along the baseline to Tierra Silvas. Again, a whistle blows. Paige Taylor's going to pick up the foul, her second. All I can say, fortunately, wonderful guys. I know these guys, the officiating crew here. Bart Walker would be having a fit right about now because there will be a lot of fouls called in this game.
Yeah, there's been a
There's
number
already
of them
been
already in this first half. So
Bart Walker in Northwest Florida State, his opinion of Region 14 officiating would be even different than it was in his actual game a while ago.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to. I was hustling back. We were getting ready to get back on, but I wanted to say, tell us how you really felt. You're holding back. You're holding back when we talked afterwards.
When I saw who was officiating this game, I thought, man, he's lucky he had the game he had.
It's been a lot of fouls here in the early going. Still a minute and a half to go. 1:23, and the 1:38 mark. So.
In a way, I sure hope they didn't turn this game on in their bus.
They're probably watching on the way back. They're going to do 10 hours.
Knowing that we're talking about it on the way back.
They got a squad, man. I think I've already mentioned this on air, but I think that they're going to be tough to handle down the stretch. Would not be surprised to see them back in that championship round again. They're solid.
Terria Gibbons was going up for a shot. She was fouled by Dayla Simon, her second. So it's going to put Gibbons at the free throw line to shoot for Panola. First shot no good for Gibbons, 56% from the line, averaging just under 6 points a ball game. And for the Phillies, they average 63 points per game. Second shot in and out, no good, but an offensive rebound and the putback for Janae Southall.
Southall with a quick burst and up for 2.
57 seconds to go here in the first half as the ball ends up going out of bounds. Riley Bergeron's going to check back in for LSU Eunice. And
Bergeron for Hardy.
Check out.
Oh man, that's too easy underneath. Now a steal.
And another shot put up for LSU Eunice. Carvajal with the basket there.
Look at that board. They scored so quick it looks like a Christmas tree as the points are lighting up there.
Still trying to get the last basket.
Yeah.
They already scored another one.
Yeah, that's how quick she scored.
Makes it a 10-point ball game at 39-29. Now for Panola at the free throw line. Triana Kopic.
Triana Kopic's getting confident, man. She's playing with a lot of confidence. You mentioned her scoring average, not what it was yesterday, and she shot that one with a lot of belief.
Now ball on the floor, and a tie ball situation is going to be called there. Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes an event like this, the 2 games in a row, it can get a player out of whatever, you know, whatever shell they've been in, and they break out and all of a sudden become a team leader.
Yeah, back to back like that, get in the zone.
Got 5 seconds to go in the first half, and for LSU Eunice, it's going to be a travel violation. And so Panola's going to have the basketball and be able to do something with it here if they can. Got the length of the floor to go, and Vest is going to throw it in. Taken that half court by Wells. Wells kicks it back outside for the shot prior to the buzzer going off. Southall couldn't hit the shot, but she does draw a foul.
Yeah, she's going to the free throw line. Definitely earned this trip as Southall will step to the line for 3.
So Carvajal gets charged with a foul with 0.2 seconds. So no pressure on Southall. You don't have to beat the clock, just shoot the shot. 71% from the line, so she makes the first one.
Well, they're putting points up in bunches here. There's 42, chance to go up 44 to 29.
So Southall will take her time and put up the next free throw here, and that is good as well. And with, was that a 3-point? Apparently a 3-point shot. She couldn't see it from this angle. So she gets that 3rd shot, which is off to the side. Buzzer sounds, and we come to the end of the first half here. 43-29. Panola Phillies lead it over the LSU Eunice Bengals here at halftime. Budke Serna Classic here, Thanksgiving Classic at Trinity Valley in Athens. And again, this is game 2 of the day. And Panola leads this contest here at the halftime, 43-29. We will
good try, Misha. This is part of it.
To the clear. He passes it straight one. Oh, that was amazing. Oh my God. CC immediately having dominant control here.
When joints begin to fail, it's more than an inconvenience. The relentless grinding pain slows you down and can even stop you from doing the things you enjoy in life. At UT Health East Texas, our skilled orthopedic and sports medicine experts are using advanced joint technologies to get you back to being you sooner with a less painful recovery. We're doing more than restoring joints. We're restoring lives.
You know, here at First State Bank, we're not just about opening accounts or getting loans. We're about community, whether that's sponsoring local events, donating to nonprofits, or volunteering hundreds of hours. It comes down to the fact that we're local money working for you, local people. For over 80 years, we've been helping Texans build their homes, their businesses, and their dreams. With 7 convenient locations, there's always a branch around the corner. So come say hi and get to know us. First State Bank, where community matters.
You know, they're not talking about you, just you all the time like they do rodeo athletes, you know. It's the Wright family, you know, the Wright brothers.
I don't really look at it as we're legendary, but it's kind of unreal what we do and what we get to do. You know, the things we've done and hopefully continue to do. I guess you could say it is legendary.
I was a runner. I was up to running 3 miles a day every morning. When I was diagnosed with lung cancer, I was shocked because I'm not a smoker. Baylor, Scott & White, the facility, the staff, everyone has been so amazing. I love the fact that I can breathe.
When I first heard that I had cancer, I was referred to Baylor Scott & White immediately. It was really important for me to be able to get my chemotherapy and everything here because I wanted to be close to my friends, my family. They were so confident and made me feel at ease and supported me. I felt like I was their only patient, and I knew they had several people that they were dealing with, but I was the most important person.
I had like a week of headaches. Throughout that week, I went to my local hospital. They referred me to Baylor Scott & White. They gave me an MRI. The tumor that was inside of my head was cancer. Baylor Scott & White has given me this new technology that helps decrease the growth rate of my cancer cells. The doctor I have right now, he's just amazing. It's a great feeling to know the guy who's taking care of me actually really cares about me.
Baylor Scott & White Health, changing cancer care for life.
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich, you'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich.
I wish I could tell you this life is easy, that you'll never know defeat. And every run you make will be perfect. But there's a difference between wanting something and making it happen. Passion, practice, these are the keys to success. If you want to lead this life.
There's nothing quite like coming together over a fresh-cooked meal. Face to face, burger to burger, solving the world's problems over fries. There's also nothing like solving the problems right in front of you, like baseball practice, swim team, and getting your family's meals just like they like it, all with a few taps on your phone. Yeah, good thing there's more than one way to solve the world's problems. Good thing there's Whataburger.
Prosperity Bank offers free checking. Let's take a look. No monthly maintenance fee? Check. No individual check fees? Check. Free debit card? Check. Unlimited withdrawals? Check. Free online banking? Check. Easy access and friendly service? Check. Close to home? Check. Simply free checking from Prosperity Bank is simply free. I'm taking these checks to the bank. Prosperity is the big bank with your community's bank inside. Prosperity Bank, where you find real bankers, not just a bank.
Cowboy Headquarters is your one-stop shop destination in Athens. 80,000 square feet of awesome sitting on 25 acres with top brands for all your farm and ranch needs, including Preferred, Tartar, Steel, SMA, Bluebonnet, Equibrand, Trent Ward Saddlery, Professional's Choice. We have a Texas-sized store with a Texas-sized selection. Cowboy Headquarters just south of the Loop on Highway 19 in Athens. Cowboy Headquarters is a destination you don't want to miss. Shop online now at cowboyhq.com.
From a work perspective, what am I most thankful for? I'm thankful for working with a great team. I'm thankful for working for a company that's faith-based, and I'm truly thankful to be able to take time to pray with my patients if they need it.
Having a good team to work with and a great, all my supplies are there. I got equipment if I need it, and help at a phone call away if I need that as well.
I've never had a time where I didn't feel like that I couldn't get what I needed to do my job.
We work together as a team here at Baylor, and I really appreciate that.
I'm thankful that I have the ability to work, the physical ability, the mental ability.
I think every day that I walk into the pharmacy, everybody greets me as soon as I walk in the door. And it's a small gesture, but it goes a long way and it starts your day off right.
I do feel like I'm fulfilling my calling, even if it's
you know, the last job that I have. I'm thankful for God leading me here to work. I feel like I am growing into a much better nurse, and I've been a nurse for a long time.
When I go home at the end of each shift, whether I had a bad day or a good day, I'm ready to come back to work the next morning. And I know a lot of nurses, unfortunately, don't get to feel that way about their job, but this is how we feel here, and it's not just me, it's everybody around me.
My team, they welcome me and respect me, my differences, my culture, and I don't feel isolated when I'm with them. They welcome my ideas, you know, they're always there for me.
We see people, a lot of brokenness, you know, physical, emotional, come through rehab, but just walking beside them in this and being able to help them get better, to see the outcomes of it is just, it's really rewarding.
I mean, I'm so grateful for Baylor, really. I love it here. Baylor's a very good place to work for. It's different.
I've worked at other larger hospitals and I would never go anywhere else.
I'm thankful for what I do. I'm thankful for the patients that we take care of. I'm thankful for my calling, my ministry. You know, is helping those who can't help themselves, being there for them. So I'm thankful for all that I can do for someone else who can't do for themselves.
Schlotzsky's new Supreme 4-cheese white and meaty pizzas come covered in the finest toppings. But under those delicious toppings lies a made-from-scratch crust so good, you could go toppingless. Buy one pizza, get one free every Wednesday.
Your favorite thing delivered right to your door means that you never have to stop doing your other favorite thing. Nailed it. Order McDelivery in the app.
Your team leaves everything on the field. They play with heart and with their mind. But being smart starts long before the kickoff. With the latest technology, sports medicine advancements, expert physicians, we can keep your team healthy and protect joints and growing bones for this big moment and their future on any field. Physician-owned Baylor Scott & White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital.
And welcome back at the Budke Serna Classic. It is game 2 of Day 2. Got 5 scheduled for today. Had 5 yesterday. Right now, it's Panola on top of LSU Eunice. I'm Tim Howard, along with Mark McLean, and I've been enjoying getting to watch some hoops over the long Thanksgiving break.
If we haven't seen enough already, we will before the day is over, as again, this is game 2 of 5. South Plains, Angelina after this. Cedar Valley and Hill at 5 o'clock. 3 Rivers and Trinity Valley in a much anticipated contest at 7 o'clock tonight. And that will finish off our 2 days here at the Budke Serna Classic at Trinity Valley.
First half it was all Panola from the get-go. Now LSU Eunice has made a nice closeout there to kind of draw back within down 14, but it was really starting to get away from there for a while. But to Coach Samuel's credit, the Bengals were able to make a nice run down the stretch there.
Yeah, no ties, no lead changes. Panola led 20-14 into the first quarter. Lead here at the half, 43-29. The LSU Eunice, they'll make a little run to try and get back in it, then get back further behind. Panola has just played pretty consistent throughout the first half of this contest, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. Seemed like 4 on my score sheet seemed to be the number of the day for Panola. Is just about everybody has 4 points. But a few have a little bit more than that. Kopic on a drive to the basket is going to be fouled, and that is going to be Bryn Hardy's 3rd.
Yeah, so she'll have to be careful here early moments of this 3rd quarter, and just picked up her 3rd.
Malin Go, it was fouled, and she's at the free throw line to shoot. First shot, no good.
So if you're looking at things from the Phillies' point of view, you expected them to try to get more of those fast break points, or work more of that motion offense, try to work the ball, or is it just give what they take, give and take of what happens. What's Coach Hudson looking to do here in the second half?
Yeah, I think she just wants, effort and hustle. She would like, to finish the shots and score every time you come down the floor. But the main thing is just effort and hustle at this point in time of the season. And like I say, finish out, win 2 games here at the Classic and go home and feel good about yourself.
Indeed.
Especially after, losing 3 games in a row coming into the Classic this weekend.
Yeah, get a little confidence boost here and kind of, fill out the roster a little more, know who's performing how and whatnot.
Yeah. Because you still have tough games coming up. I know they have a road trip to Waco here pretty soon in December to take on McLennan, number 7 team in the nation right now. So they've, they're not shying away from the competition. That is for sure. They've certainly got a competitive schedule. They just need to get better play, more consistent play, and go from there.
We'll have that opportunity at hand here.
Simon at the free throw line hits them both. So 44-31 is our score. Now here's LSU Eunice showing a half-court trap that they have not shown at all during the game, and it works for them as a pass taken away at the free throw line by Silvas. Silvas back down the floor, and Silvas drags a foot as she came to a screeching halt at the free throw line.
Budke was popping the net there. Unfortunate that travel called.
So we are just underway here in the second half. 8:50 to go here, third quarter. Again, it's the half-court, three-quarter trap for LSU Eunice. It works for them, and this time ends up in points for Mary Leday.
Leday with a bucket. Nice hustle effort there. You mentioned it, they're coming out trapping, and it's causing trouble for Panola.
Well, will get it over here to the near side of the floor, and it ends up underneath the basket to Vest, and Alexa Vest lays it up and in. But again, for Panola, just a struggle getting the ball down the floor. And we saw that some in the contest yesterday against Cedar Valley. So here's a shot put up for LSU Eunice. That is no good, trickles off the rim. Fane brings it back down the floor for the Phillies, gets bumped, puts up a shot high off the glass, and they're going to count it. So Fane gets the basket, and she is fouled on the play by Leday. And Leday is going to pick up her third foul.
Yeah, Leday going to have to be careful now. She's got 3. Still a long way to go in this third. She's been kind of that bright spot for LSU Eunice. Is good defensively. 9 points on the afternoon.
Fane, 5 points in the contest for her. She averages 23 per game. So not quite her game today, but maybe she'll get with it before it's all over. Here's Leday in the lane. Leday scoop shot from the far side of the
right on
lane
cue.
Is up and good.
Yeah, Leday was, we were just talking about her and her explosiveness and how she's able to do, quite a bit. And gets to the bucket there. Now a chance for a three-point play.
Malingo with the foul, her second. So Leday at the free throw line. Shot no good, but there's Silvas for the rebound. LSU Eunice basketball. Leday, top of the circle. We'll take it to the far side of the floor from where we are sitting. Now Simon will drive toward the baseline, or check that. It's going to be a Bergeron.
Oh, knock it down. Big 3 from Brown.
Destiny Brown with the basket. Now loose ball underneath the Panola basket, and Jamel Samuels calls for a quick timeout over here at the LSU Eunice bench.
They got it done.
7:04 to go here, third quarter.
They're causing some havoc with that little press.
Well, it's a combination. You know, unfortunately for Panola, it's a combination of Panola not having a true point guard, and so having some dribbling, some ball skill issues. And LSU Eunice, a 1-10 team, is decided to go all out and take advantage of that.
Yeah, and it's been a lift for LSU Eunice. They're back within 11 after all of that. I mean, that's kind of a little credit to Panola and what they've been able to experience to get that comfortable lead, because now you're you know, you've withstood a little bit of storm. You're still up in double digits. So see how it works out and shifts out here with 7:04 to go in the third. And Panola talking it over with head coach Chelsea Hudson and giving some directives and some action steps to her squad as they talk it over.
I can see where, if not just some all-out practice sessions here in the next few days for the Phillies, I can see where she might want to get certain players in the gym or the practice gym on the Carthage campus and just start dribbling the ball from inline to inline.
I could see that happening. Yeah. It's probably not us seeing it. It's probably gonna happen. Just after what we've experienced the last couple of days.
Yeah, because anybody else in the conference that sees this, if LSU Eunice can press you into turnovers, they're all going to do it.
Absolutely. Oh boy, they had a shot there.
Silva's with a missed layup, and here comes Fane back down the floor. Fane drives right side, shot no good. Second attempt is, but the whistle had already blown.
I think Hardy draws the charge.
Yep, sure did. So Fane with her charge, her third foul. So that's almost as bad as the turnover, is committing the offensive foul. So here's the Bengals of LSU Eunice with the basketball. They shoot to the basket to our left as we look at it, your right on your screen in the white uniforms. And there along the baseline, thought we might have had a double dribble, but ends up being a no basket anyway.
Yeah, they got to capitalize here because they're working so hard on the defensive end. If you can get some made baskets like that, that helps you find a little more energy on the defensive side. But great answer by the Phillies.
Taja Stevens with the three-pointer.
That's her third on the in the ball game this afternoon.
Here's Simon with a basketball for LSU Eunice, trying to get the pass cross court, ends up out of bounds. The last touch by the Bengals. It'll be Panola basketball.
So with 5:49 to go here in the third, you're down 14. Phillies with the basketball, trying to really extend it and pull away. That's how you do it.
Nice
there.
Pass underneath, ends up in the hands of Paige Taylor. Taylor cutting to the basket, lays it up and in. So I think from a Panola standpoint, the concept is there, the offense is there, the scheme is all there. You just got to get some better, just fundamentals in certain areas to help out the cause.
And we kind of talked about it beforehand. I think as you get, the game kind of slows down a little bit as some of these freshmen kind of say, I belong here. I deserve to be on this floor. And that whether going from 7th to 8th grade, 8th to 9th, high school to college, JUCO to, sometimes there's a little bit of a learning curve there. And as you find your way, the game really starts slowing down for you. And some of these guys, it's going to happen over the next few weeks and a couple of months. You won't even recognize some of them.
Fane had to check out for Panola with her fourth foul. As here's Stevens out of midcourt, being guarded closely by Leday. Gives it off to Kopic. Kopic back out to go. Now Stevens in the corner, left open. Shot on the way is around the rim, no good.
Well, just continuing to have those issues. They're just rattling the rim. So inside the 5-minute mark now, it looks like a media timeout coming.
Comic got the foul. That's her first of the game, and we do have that timeout.
Why don't we take a quick break, and we'll come back with more after this on the Cardinal Sports Network.
Cowboy Headquarters is your one-stop shop destination in Athens. 80,000 square feet of awesome sitting on 25 acres with top brands for all your farm and ranch needs, including Preferred, Tartar Steel, SMA, Bluebonnet, Equibrand, Trent Ward Saddlery, Professional's Choice. We have a Texas-size store with a Texas-size selection. Cowboy Headquarters just south of the Loop on Highway 19 in Athens. Cowboy Headquarters is a destination you don't want to miss. Shop online now at cowboyhq.com.
The spicy crispy chicken sandwich comes in a foil bag, not just to keep all that crispy, juicy tenderness warm, but to let you see the look on your face when that spicy pepper sauce hits. Mickey D's Spicy Crispy Chicken Sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Almost set for action here with.
I'm sorry, were we talking?
I think we are. I think we are. I think I officially have missed my mark. I apologize.
We were having an off-screen discussion.
Well, let's hope it was off-screen. Back to action here. No, just kidding. Glad to have you along. Here it is, the Budke Serna Classic. It's day 2, and still some more great games coming our way this evening. Trinity Valley will cap it off with the nightcap, and that'll be a fun one. Three Rivers and Trinity Valley, pretty evenly matched. I'll look forward to that one.
In all honesty, again, it's early in the season, but I sure hope that those two teams bring their best tonight.
Yeah, I think that'll be a fun one to see.
Here's a foul on Destiny Brown. All right. So Brown with the foul at the free throw line was Tasia Stevens. Got the first shot, has another one coming. Missed the second shot, but Panola gets the offensive rebound. Kopic has it out front. And the whistle blows and a travel violation is going to be called before she could make a pass. 4:33 to go here in this third quarter, 55-40. Panola with a 15-point lead that's been pretty steady throughout the contest.
Panola kind of just getting back, getting aggressive on that defense. Every time it feels like LSU Eunice is making a little bit of a push, Coach Hudson says, guys, we got to tighten the bolts, and they have. They've been able to do that. So back expanded to a 15-point lead.
Yeah. Alexa Best picks up a foul for the Phillies, her second. And so it's going to put De La Simon back at the free throw line. She's kind of living there, and she is back there once again.
We are joined to be excited to be joined courtside here with Coach Precious Ivy.
Hello, hello.
Now, did you get any sleep last night?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Not too much.
We're not going to tell you not to work too hard because it's too late for that, right?
Absolutely. All the work is done before, though, so we can make these days easier.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you join us. And I don't know if you officially met Mark McLean.
Yeah, we have.
We have. We've met a few times.
We kind of did this 12 months ago, right?
We did.
We did 12 months. And, Coach, let's just chat a little bit about this tournament. I know Mark's got a couple of questions. I'd love to hear from you on just your perspective of how the weekend's gone so far.
It's been a pretty good tournament. I thought we had some pretty good matchups. Anytime you have some top 25 teams in the building, you're going to see some pretty good basketball. So I thought Northwest Florida has done a really good job. They were down here, and Three Rivers played pretty well yesterday, and somehow we squeaked out with a win. We're not at our healthiest, but as long as we're getting it done, you just got to have one more point than your opponent to win.
Exactly.
You mentioned the word. So how do you compare a classic to a tournament, especially the old bracket style? Do you like this?
I do, just because it's a little more of a loose attitude, obviously, because you're not necessarily trying to win to get to the next step. You kind of get to play a little more freely, you know, and it's still the beginning of the season for us. I mean, we didn't really have a great preseason because we had a couple injuries, so we didn't get as much of the cobwebs and rust off. So we're just kind of getting there now. So just being able to come out and play games and not worry about advancing or not, it's been very relaxing for my team.
But as you bring in 9 other teams, how do you decide, or who decides who's going to pair up against the other side?
We sit down as a staff and we just, obviously we look at stats, we look at tradition, we look at history, and we just try to match them up as well as we can. Obviously we don't know who they're going to bring when they come to these tournaments because throughout the year we get injuries or what have you, but we just do it as best as we can to match these teams up as best as possible.
But as you get the teams that you bring here, obviously it's important that you look around the country and bring in the Northwest Florida States, the Three Rivers, the South Plains, and teams like that. But it's also apparently important that you represent Region 14 as well.
For sure, and so I try to keep Region 14 teams in this tournament, and like you said, bring in others, because I think East Texas just does it differently. I think Region 14 is one of those dominant regions, and so we just want to bring others to get just a taste of what we get every night. And getting to that national tournament, if we bring some of those teams here, then those teams that don't get to make it in our region get a taste of it, and it might make them want to fight a little harder in our conference to get there at the end.
Yeah. Well, I know yesterday, and Northwest Florida State, my goodness, kudos to them. They are who they are, and they're the champions until somebody else knocks them off. For sure. Three Rivers was awful impressive yesterday.
I agree.
You get them tonight. You got your work cut out there.
I agree. I thought Three Rivers looked really good yesterday. I mean, they have everything that you need to make a team complete. And so we just have to find a way to slow them down and find a way to put the ball in the hole and to find a way to make it tough for them to put the ball in the hole. So, again, having those top 25 teams here, it gives us a test early. And like you said, we got our work cut out for us tonight. We're just going to lace up and put our clothes on and give it our best shot.
You wouldn't have it any other way, would you?
I would not.
Let me ask you a question as far as this came up earlier just in discussion with, you know, it's holiday week, and we were talking about another situation, but do you ever run into having to put on the I don't know if psychologist hat is the word, but, you know, it's the holidays, you're away from home. It's the first time for a lot of these kids to be away from home and Thanksgiving tradition. How do you coach through that? And it's a lot more than just on the hardwood, isn't it?
It is. Actually, the hardwood is probably the easiest part of all of this, right? Because you have 10 to 15 young ladies, like you said, who've probably never been away from home, and they're young, right? So we just try to bring as much family atmosphere as we can. I brought my mom in. She helped me cook a really good meal, and we try to treat it as if it's our own families, right? Because essentially that's what they become. They become our own family. So we set up a really good big meal yesterday, and we also invited Northwest Florida and Three Rivers as well. And so we were able to just, like I said, have a really good Thanksgiving and try at least not to miss a beat food-wise and get them the atmosphere. But obviously they don't have moms and dads and grandmas there to give them those hugs. So we just try to coach them up and give them some time to just kind of reflect on why they're here. Like, yeah, they're missing something, but we call it a sacrifice. Sacrifice now for your results later.
I love it. Before you go serious,
yes,
power rank your favorite top 5 Thanksgiving meal hits. Is it turkey, ham?
No,
dressing?
I gotta have my first plate is gonna be ham.
Right.
Dressing.
I'm coming over.
Sweet potatoes.
All right.
Macaroni and meatloaf. I gotta have that.
And there was no hesitation.
No,
I love that about
I got it. And it's all so good together.
That's
if
good
I'm
stuff.
missing one, it's just not the same. So I gotta have all of them.
Awesome.
No greens?
I'll put them on the side, but that's not my first plate. Okay. My next plate, we won't tell them how many plates I hit, but that next plate is definitely going to be greens.
All right. Very good. 61-43 Panola in this contest here. All right, Budke Serna Classic. It obviously means a lot to Trinity Valley and the TVCC family.
It does. Honestly, coming in, being the head coach here, it's one of those things where you know the tradition, you understand why we are who we are, and I don't think we could be Trinity Valley without Kurt Budke. If you look to my left right here, we have 4 banners hanging back to back championships, and that is just the foundation that we have here. It's just a privilege to even be able to come behind him and to continue this tradition and to protect all the things and the culture that he set. And honestly, when I first took over, it was my nerves, I mean, they were jittery, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, because like I said, it's just an honor to be here and be able to try to fill the shoes that he had, which were some pretty big shoes.
Well, not only coaching shoes, but then in Serna's case, a former player.
For
so,
sure.
So it touches both coaches and players, doesn't
For
it?
sure. And so, I mean, our girls, we just kind of give them the history and the tradition of that. And they wear it proudly, I would like to say. And if you can check out my shirt, it has 10th annual. And obviously his passing was 12 years ago, but you got to give it a year to get the Classic to go. And then we had to take off a year because of COVID. So we just want to celebrate him as much as we can and celebrate her as much as we can, because they just gave so much to this program. And again, I can't mention it more enough that without them, this isn't the thing. This isn't the case. So
Well,
very
spirit of
lovely.
excellence for sure. And to your credit, and all those that following along, just carrying on that great tradition and doing it with, like I said, a spirit of excellence. So tip our hat to you as
Thank
well
you.
for what y'all are doing.
Thank you. And I just try to carry it as proud as I can, and I take it personal. It's not just about basketball. It's like I said, it's the tradition behind it. It's the time he gave to the game and the efforts he gave to the game. And I just want to be in that conversation one day. So if I want to be in that conversation, I have to mimic and reflect things that have happened in the past.
And tradition is so important, not only to Trinity Valley, but to so many of these schools that come here. They all have their traditions.
For sure.
I can expect that when it comes to traditions, they appreciate this one.
For sure.
And probably the schools that come here to visit, they understand where you're coming from.
They do. And I know some of the schools come here and they're like surprised that we don't have an arena. But if they only understood the tradition that's in this building, and you knock down these four walls, and some people will feel like we're taking the tradition away, and we definitely don't want to do that. So we'll just keep spicing this up and bringing those great teams in to make sure that we are carrying on the legacy and keeping this thing top notch. And with the help that we've had, so many people behind the scenes, our scores table, our administrator on duty, our police officers, my staff, my managers, our productions crew, everybody just makes this thing so much better. And I will fight with anybody and say that I think we have the best productions crew around, because we watch other film online and you can't see numbers and it's blurry and the ball is on the left side, the camera's on the right side. So we tip our hats off to them as well, because it's just amazing.
Which basically tells me that when you're not eating Thanksgiving dinner over and over again, you're doing a lot of scouting here.
I am. It's all about film. You got to prepare.
But these 2 days, you're doing a lot of scouting.
Absolutely. It's all about preparation. I can't expect our kids to go out and execute a game plan if I don't give them a game plan. So
Let's talk about real quick while we still have you here. How are you feeling getting ready? Region 14 action just a few weeks away. Y'all start into that. I know you've got some injuries to overcome and all that, the challenges, but talk about this team this year and putting their stamp of excellence on what they've done.
This team hasn't been traditional at all. I mean, from our roster to the things that have happened, just from top to bottom. So we don't look too far ahead. We look right in front of us. And right now we're looking at Three Rivers, and we're like they're a top 25 team, and we know that that's our biggest target right now. But I think that all of this is prepping us for our conference, which starts in January. And as I said earlier, I think Region 14 has some of the best talent. But when we can pull some talent from other places and get tested like that, we embrace it and we love it. But our young ladies are just they're tough. They're fighting it out. They're sticking to it. We've had some small injuries. We've had some major injuries, and it started in July, really. We lost some kids early to some season-ending injuries, and so we have a little saying, and we call it's figure it out. So no matter whatever is going on, we're going to figure it out. Whatever hand we're dealt, we're going to figure it out. I don't care if you're playing gin rummy. I don't care if you're playing spades. You figure out what you have to do to win with what you're dealt. So we're sticking to that, and we use the word sacrifice a lot, which I mentioned earlier as well. If we can just sacrifice these moments, then our futures obviously will be a lot brighter.
Day by day, step by step,
That's
slow and steady with that race.
One foot in front of the other.
Got a couple here real quick for you. We talked about it last night during the contest with Hill.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me, because I'm not familiar with all the situation, but something tells me geographically, I don't care if you're Region 14 and they're Region 5, something tells me there's a geographical rivalry between TVCC and Hill.
Absolutely. Obviously, Coach is from Tyler, and I think she's grown up right down the street, and she understands the tradition here that we have, and her family has been around this good basketball for a very long time, with her sister also coaching last year at Kilgore. and she being at Blinn, they just understand the significance of playing Trinity Valley, right? And if you can play with Trinity Valley and have your name in that conversation, I think that that's a big deal for other programs that come in. So we tell our kids that we have to strap up and get ready every day because the name on the front of that jersey makes other people want to play even harder.
Yeah. All right, so real fast here, fun conversation. He's very intense during a game. I do not ever want to talk to Bart Walker during a game. But an hour before a game, he's a pleasure to talk
Absolutely.
And 5 minutes after the game.
to.
He
Well,
was
that's true.
great to talk to.
As long as he wins. As long as he wins.
Turns it off. It's amazing. He obviously, as defending champs, he wants to get back. He wants to defend their championship. He'd like to win another one. He's not real thrilled with going to Casper, Wyoming to do it.
None of us are, but we definitely want to be there, although it's not the most pleasant place to go. But as I've said, I never really wanted to go, but if I have to go to the national tournament, then Lord, please hear me that I do want to be there.
So you've never been to Wyoming?
Never
but
been to
go?
Wyoming, but I am ready to pack my bags in the end of March into April to get there.
Logistically, you figured out, obviously, that's part of
right,
it.
FIO,
figure it out. But, was there something to, Kansas and then Lubbock, and you kind of know the restaurants, you know the hotel situation, all that. But now logistically, it's a new place. You got to figure all that out.
For sure. I went to Kansas as an assistant at TJC, and I was like, oh, my, this town is interesting, right?
Yeah.
Then we moved to Lubbock, and I thought that it was better because Lubbock is known for really good basketball, with Lubbock Christian being there, with Wayland Baptist not being far, and then you have Texas Tech. Now going to Wyoming, I don't know anything there, right? But I'm willing to go and figure it out, right?
Put on the Explorer outfit, let's go.
We don't want to look too far ahead, but I've already told my president and AD, when the Lady Cards work hard enough to get there, then we definitely have to find a plane to get us there, because I can't take a bus ride that long. My knees just won't make it.
Yikes. That is, for sure, that's a haul all the way up there.
Absolutely. So what I'm thinking is we'll have to fly somewhere near and then probably bus it the rest of the way. But whatever we have to do, we'll definitely we want to find a way to get there. Exactly. FIO.
Coach Walker was quick to point out to me that the interstate was closed down a couple of days ago in that area because of weather.
Exactly.
So yeah. It's,
exactly. So, I mean, again, if we have to swim, run, boat, paddle, we're going to get there.
I understand that. But first things first, we've got a day full of basketball to finish off here.
For sure. And like I said, we got to see the target ahead, and that's Three Rivers right now.
And I would guess any junior college basketball fan that's anywhere close to Athens, if they're watching this right now, they need to be in the building at 7 o'clock.
Absolutely. We're on butts and seats because the atmosphere is just, it's amazing when we get our fans in here. And if you didn't tune in last night, I thought we had some amazing crowds. And they get into it, and I think the kids really use that as momentum and motivation to play even harder and go get things done. So we'll knock this one out today. And then, again, we have one Sunday as well at 2 p.m.
It's LSU Eunice.
Yes.
So thoughts on
scouting.
LSU Eunice. I mean, they're struggling. New coach, off to a rough start here. Glutton for punishment this weekend. Yesterday, today, they're going to play Trinity Valley on Sunday, then go to Tyler on Monday. They're asking for it, aren't they?
Hey, listen, you got to, like I said, you got to lace up. You got to play. And if you want some of Region 14, then you definitely got to be ready for what's coming. Because, as I said, multiple times, it's dominant over here. So we embrace them, and we're going to come in and we're going to give them our best shot. We don't count anyone out. I don't care if your record is 101 or 1 in 100. We're going to give you everything that we got.
So you mentioned the shirts. Are they available online? You got to be on campus.
You got to be on campus. Yeah. We got to be on campus, and we're selling them for $15.
$15. All right. So get here tonight. Maybe there'll be a few left. Come on by and get you a shirt.
For
it's
sure.
a great ball game tonight.
Are they available in the lobby out here?
Yes, they're out in the lobby at the table.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds great. Any other thoughts for Precious?
No, I think, you've already had a shoot around this morning.
He told me he was going to challenge you to a game of horse. What is that question at? I'm throwing him under the bus. He did not say that.
Well, I appreciate you guys. And like I said, y'all are the best in the country. We really appreciate everything that y'all do, and our kids are appreciative. And go Cards.
Hey, right on. Thank you, Coach. We'll look forward to the game tonight. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you coming over.
And so back to action here. That, of course, Coach Precious Ivy, head coach for Trinity Valley, and the Lady Cardinals. They'll be coming up here tonight in the nightcap. Man, it was fun getting a little behind-the-scenes action, and this was kind of still at where we were a few moments ago.
Going on
12, 13 points back and forth.
65-56. My goodness, what happened? We got to a 9-point game.
Just hit a 3 a moment ago. Craziness continuing on here in the Valley.
But Panola maintains that lead, 65-56. But here's LSU Eunice with a steal. Bengals back down the floor. 2-on-1 break, and Lede will lay it up and in.
I'm telling you, they have continued to attack on the ball, and Coach Samuels has found the mark here. Keep attacking. They're going to get another opportunity here.
Another off the rebound, long down court pass, and it's Tierra Silvas with the layup.
I'm wondering, is Coach
65-60.
Is she going to take a timeout, or she's trying to play her way through it right now? Still up 5, but trying to test the metal a little. Maybe she's seeing, okay, who's going to respond, or I have to burn one here.
7.5 minutes to go, and here's a shot from the corner. No good. On the miss there from Kopic. Ball ends up out of bounds, and a travel violation is going to be called.
Oh, wow. I thought there was for sure going to be a foul coming there. It's just a travel.
Samuel's not real thrilled with that non-call. So it's going to be Panola basketball. Again, though, a 5-point ball game. Here's Go with the shot. That's no good. Offensive rebound. Second shot no good on the miss there from Young. But Panola maintains possession. And almost out of bounds, and it is out of bounds, but again, out of bounds off of LSU Eunice.
Wow, they are they're giving it all they got out there right now. The hustle continues. Panola flirting with danger right now. Still 7:01 to go in this one here. But they've that 14-point lead is down to 5 with 6:57 to go here in the ball game.
Shot at the buzzer is no good.
I thought Stevens was going to break some hearts with that one, taking it all the way down and then almost getting it, but rims off.
Here's LSU Eunice running their offense out to Silvas. Silvas gets around the defender, drives, shot no good, but Kopic is going to be tagged with a foul here. And for Kopic, that is going to be number 2 on her.
Chance to get closer, man.
Did we miss anything on the conversation with Precious Ivy? I think we covered a wide variety.
Man, we covered it all. It was the only thing we were missing was, well, I'll date myself with this one, but cribs. Going to check out the crib. So with 6:33 to go, this will pull them within 3 if she nails it. Does.
Silvas hits 2 free throws. It is 65-62. And again, this is Panola led 2014 at the first quarter, 43-29 at halftime, 61-51 at the end of 3 quarters. And if, 6.5 minutes, that's still a long time.
How much
comes back
will they have left in the tank?
Well, if LSU Eunice comes back and wins this thing, this is...
that would be monumental. I mean,
yeah, well, monumental on both benches.
On both sides, absolutely. But you're looking. Coach Samuels needs a lift right here. 1-9 on the season, and that would certainly do it. Taking care of business here after being down most of this ball game, but they just keep finding a way, battling here. I think Coach Hudson had something to say about it down the way, though.
Well, because so much of that started with the press to start the second half. And if LSU Eunice comes back and wins this thing, it really magnifies how they have exposed Panola's inability to
regardless of how this thing ends, Coach Hudson and her squad are going to see a lot of press over the next few weeks until that they prove that they can handle it, because the blueprint is out again.
Because Coach Ivy even talked about it. Yes, she's looking. Coach Coleman at Angelina, she's looking. Brittany Christian at Paris. They're scouting this thing.
Absolutely, they are all getting firsthand visibles of this thing.
So Stevens will bring the ball down the floor here for Panola with 6:25 to go in the 4th period. in the lane. Shot up, no good on the miss there from Young. Here is LSU Eunice on the run. And much like a defensive back who didn't turn around and look, we have a whistle and a pass interference call.
The flag is on the floor here.
Well, I don't know. They hadn't made the call yet. Triana Kopic.
Giving a thumbs up there, so glad to see her up. And she's going to try to stay in this ballgame. Coach Hudson saying, "You all right? You need to come out." And she's giving her a thumbs up as she's grimacing on the left side.
She took a hard fall, though. And I think as she did at the last second look
at
back
that monitor,
at the pass.
Now that looks a lot less than that sound. We all heard it through the headset, and it just reverberated throughout this gym. But she landed hard, and glad to see her.
And no foul.
Moving, yeah.
There was no pass interference.
No, they picked up the flag. No one had to throw the red one either.
Waved it on.
So 6:16 to go. Got a good one going here.
It is LSU Eunice basketball as Carbajal on the far side gives it off, and driving near side of the floor, Dayla Simon. Her shot no good, but she is fouled. And for this foul, Paige Taylor will pick up her third.
So Simon at the stripe here. She's had a nice afternoon, 15 points on the day. That'll give her 16.
And 75% free throw shooter, so not sure Simon's the one you want if you're Panola at the free throw line shooting. And she hits them both.
2 for 2 on that trip. So it's a 1-point game here. It was 9 points a couple of moments ago when the interview ended, and a steal on the inbound.
And going up for the shot and getting the shot to fall is Carbajal.
Wow, what a comeback.
66-65, our first lead change in the ball game. And for Panola, Phillies have scored only 4 points this quarter.
Man, that is incredible. And we saw Panola with a slow start on the other end. They came out on fire today. They come right back and get it back. I was going to say that's very important that you reestablish a lead pretty quick here. Don't give the Bengals any hope.
So it was Hannah Young getting the basket for Panola to put the Phillies back up by 1, 67-66. Now a LSU Eunice travel gives the ball back to the Phillies, but it's here at midcourt. Got to get it across the line, and they do finally.
Good job there by Stevens. Taja looked like trapped up, and she found a way to get across.
Pass down low to Young again. Missed the first shot. Second shot no good. Third attempt for Paige Taylor is good. Five minutes to go here in the fourth. 69-66. Panola by 3. LSU Eunice with the basketball. Passing around the perimeter out here to Carbajal. And Carvajal's shot is no good, but an offensive rebound for the Bengals, and they'll control it once again. Destiny Brown's shot is no good, and Go comes down with it.
Man, I thought for a second there they were going to tie it up with a 3. Not to be. So Stevens pushing back the other direction.
Kopic with the basketball will drive for Panola, and a reach-in foul is going to be charged. Either Carbajal or, Carbajal will get the foul, her third.
We'll go back to Triana Kopic there, and that move to free herself to get to the basket. She crossed her up and was had to be fouled to be stopped, because that was a great, quick move to the basket with her left.
Just 10 points here in the contest at the free throw line to shoot. 50-50 from the line. First shot is good, so.
Double figures 2 days in a row.
I'm not going to say she's going to miss this shot, but percentages say that they're all wrong. She hits them both.
Yeah, she's now got 12 on the day. Came into the tournament. Oh, boy, they're imploding over there on that far sideline.
Worked so hard to get back in this thing and even have a lead for an instant. And then Carbajal with the turnover at midcourt.
But going back to, what we talked about with Kopic and coming in, averaging 2-3 a game.
Yeah.
And yesterday had 24. Today she's at 12.
Yeah.
she's finding some confidence.
Anna Young gets the basket here, and she is fouled as well by Bryn Hardy. And for Hardy, that is her 5th.
She's done for the afternoon.
So we have 4:10 to go here in this 4th period. As Jamal Samuels will milk the clock, as it were, as far as having to put in a substitution.
I mean, I know no one's interested in those victories that aren't a victory, but when you're in a first-year rebuild situation, you'll take what you can. They battle back, get the lead. There's still 4 minutes to go. They're not out of this thing yet. They can do it again, but boy, it's been a struggle for this squad. And again, doing this with a lot of players that he expects to contribute, not able to lace them up right now. So.
Yeah. 73-66 Panola, just under 4 minutes to go here in the 4th. As Elena Go missed the shot, but violation gives it back to LSU Eunice. Here the Bengals with the basketball, and driving is Simon. Simon's shot no good. Rebound attempt ends up going out of bounds. Officials say last touch by the Bengals. It'll be Phillies basketball. But LSU Eunice showing some full court pressure, but they're not as quick with that pressure as they were at the start of the second half.
Yeah, fatigue factor is making its presence known, I think.
Yep, conditioning or lack of is coming into play. But for Panola, Hannah Young had the shot and couldn't finish it. Over the last couple of years, Panola was fortunate to have a young lady, Shariah Johnson, out of Seattle, Washington. And she was a tall presence in the lane, low post. But she was pretty automatic with that turnaround shot off the glass.
And that opens so much more up for you when you got a big like that. Then it can, of course, work itself in, out game.
But again, for Young there, gets the rebound, puts it right back up and in. So it's kind of a combination thing for Panola. Guards need to work more on ball handling. Young and Southall and Taylor need to work more on the low post shots and the easy shots off the backboard. Put those two together, and you've got a pretty formidable team.
Yeah, it's not that far away from what they really need to be successful. As you mentioned, Young, she's now in double digits after that last bucket, so good on her. They've got a couple of young ladies flirting with double digits right now. 12, 10, 10, 9, and 9. So see if Go and Taylor get an opportunity here in the final 2.5 plus to get into double figures.
Yep. Taylor picked up her 4th foul. And for Simon, she got 1 of 2 on the free throw line. 75-67 with 2:20 to go here in the 4th. Again, the handoff goes to Young coming down the lane. Never could get the shot off, though, because she was fouled by Carson Dean.
Timeout. A player coming in will be Fane. Fane had a really nice game yesterday, and has been
pretty quiet.
Slowed
today.
Down quite a bit today. Not the success. So credit to the Bengals and how they've attacked her defensively.
11 in the ballgame now for Young as she hits her first free throw of the game. One more shot, and this one is up and good as well. 77-67, so back to a 10-point ball game. Here's Leday passing out to Simon. Simon drives the lane, shot blocked. On the block Stevens ends up with the basketball in her hand, takes it all the way down the floor. And, boy, in that case, nobody from LSU Eunice ever came over to challenge her.
Yeah, nothing there with the defensively. It's 2:01 to go, and they need a 12-point shot here to get back in this. And we can see it happening. I mean, you're down 12. You got the three-point arc. We talked a little bit about that yesterday.
Yeah.
But
we'll full timeout here.
Good old timeout. Let's take one with 30-second timeout. We'll be back with more after this on the Cardinal Sports Network.
Your team leaves everything on the field. They play with heart and with their mind. But being smart starts long before the kickoff. With the latest technology, sports medicine advancements, expert physicians, we can keep your team healthy and protect joints and growing bones for this big moment and their future on any field. Physician-owned Baylor Scott & White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital.
Your favorite thing delivered right to your door means that you never have to stop doing your other favorite thing. Nailed it. Order McDelivery in the app.
2:01 to go here in game 2 of 5 here on the second day of the Budke Serna Classic. Thanks for joining us. Here's a replay of that last basket all the way up and good for Tasia. And that's now a 12-point advantage. Here's Mark McClain with your play-by-play.
And here's Simon in the near corner in front of the bench. Takes it back to the free throw line. Now drives the lane. Puts up the shot with the left hand. And gets it to go in.
Simon's got 20 points on the afternoon.
Much of that from the free throw line.
Yeah, she's earned her way to the line, attacking the basket.
Back to a 10-point ball game at 79-69. As for Panola, Malingo drives to the basket, but a foul is going to be called on Hannah Young. That is her 4th.
Coach Hudson is sharing her displeasure somewhat down the way there on that last call. And she's been pretty quiet, but she's had a little bit of enough right there.
Yeah, she's a collegiate post player in Tennessee State, and so she
knows the game. Absolutely. She knows what's going on. Uh-oh. That's going to be a turnover on the inbound.
On the inbounds pass there at the end line for Kopic. So it's LSU Eunice basketball. Even the 10-point ball game here a second ago. Back to 79-71. And on the inbounds, a hop there from Tierra Silvas. And so that hop turned into a travel violation.
Did she not land those feet simultaneously? I thought she had a jump stop. But
it was interesting. The official out here at midcourt called it.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I'm a little farther down the view. I don't know how you're seeing anything. You've got a game of Tetris going on, but it looked like a pretty good little jump stop. But again, I'm sitting where he's seeing. So how could we know?
Carbajal picks up her 4th foul.
So minute 6 to go here. 8-point game, chance to build that lead.
Malingo with the free throw.
And Go is trying to get into, and that does it.
Dare I give away a broadcast secret here?
Tell it.
With Coach Samuel walking back and forth, I haven't seen any of the second half. I've been making it up as I go.
Of course, yeah. Hey, let me just say, those 2 free throws we talked about Go a while ago, she's now in double figures.
Yeah.
So they've now got
our production staff just had
they're like, well, that's why we got these monitors.
They just had a total collapse over there. What? He said he hasn't seen any of the second half. He's just been making it up.
Fake it until you make it. Now, we don't want to end up being saying we didn't. I'm gonna stop before I say something about a
good ball movement that time for Panola, and Hannah Young puts in the layup to make it 83-71.
83-71. So still, you're going to need some of those threes to start raining down here from Cardinal Gym. 49 seconds left, and they're milking every second. Not picking it up till now. Clock starts.
Silvas takes it off at free throw line out to Lede, and Lede hits the three-pointer, her first 3 in the ballgame.
Lede with 18 after that one. So it's a 9-point game.
Here's Panola bringing it down the floor. Kopic along the baseline to Vest. Vest shot no good. On the rebound attempt, Young had it.
Want to get the reaction of Coach Hudson
as she's in there as well.
Seeing the clock go down and rush a shot. Even though it was an open shot, she didn't look too terribly upset about it. But you know, you're up 9. You feel pretty good about things. Chance to put it in double digits, but that was almost rebounded and go the other way.
Second LSU Eunice player to foul out as Carvajal will foul out along with Hardy earlier.
Yeah, Esmeralda played strong this afternoon representing the Eunice Bengals. LSU Eunice will be in action tomorrow here at Cardinal Gym. And then you mentioned they're playing Monday at Wagstaff, taking on TJC. So busy weekend for these folks all the way around.
Young missed a free throw, but it came right to Kopic. 25 seconds to go here in this fourth quarter. 12 seconds on the shot clock, so Panola will have to get off a shot. Malingo has it, and Malingo had it stolen from her and taking it back down the floor, and it's going to be a travel violation on Silvas as she stopped and drugged the foot.
11 seconds to go, 10-point ball game. That would have cut it to 8.
So the Phillies trying to pick up win number 4 on the season, get back over 500 at 4-3, and they will do so by 10 points.
Dribbles it out.
84-74 is going to be our final score. So Panola goes to 4-3 on the season. LSU Eunice, they're now 1-11. And let's say 2 more games in the next 2 days for the Bengals. But for Panola, happy with the win? Sure. A lot of work to do? Sure.
I think you're right there, and I think they're completely aware of it. And there'll be some growing pains before, you know, it probably gets where they want it to be. But you'll take a W, and the good news is you get to find out what you got to work on, and you still got a W on the old book. So see how they respond as they get closer and closer to Region 14 action.
Yep. Well, 84-74 ends up being the final in our second contest of the day. Panola Phillies get the victory over the Bengals from LSU Eunice. And we will get set to move on to the next contest of the day. We will have that for you here in just a few minutes as Angelina and South Plains will get set to play here in just a little bit. Game 3 of 5 today in day 2 of the Budke Serna Classic here at Trinity Valley in Athens. So 84-74, that's our final score. And for Tim Howard, Mark McClain here, we thank you very much for joining us. We'll sign off for now. Hope you get a chance to come back and join us for the next broadcast here in just a few minutes. 84-74 Panola is our final here on the Cardinal Sports Network.